What is up, guys? In this video I will show you how to play the time limited inside out event, what are the things you need to know, and what are the rewards and possibilities in this new game mode. First of all, what is the inside out event? Well, this season, back to the inside out, we have an PvE event, so that's pretty cool. This is PvE only, so you won't be able to fight other players. You'll just have to fight a lot of NPCs and a lot of mutants. As of making this video, Expo has just released a hotfix, in their own words, that targeted some of the complaints players had. Namely, that it was just not worth doing the game mode. You didn't get a lot of XP, you didn't get a lot of rewards, especially for the time you had to put in. So this has been fixed, and luckily all the rates of XP, drops and items have been upped. And I'll show you exactly how that works and what you have to do. So first of all, to join the event, you just gotta go back to the inside out, where you can find your season tasks, progress, etc., and click on the event tab. Once you've done that, you can see this screen here, and you can also look at the how to play, but it's not really very explanatory, so that's why I'm making this video as well. And you can click play here to join the server. Before we do that, I want to give you a couple of things you will have to bring with for sure. First of all, I would definitely bring a shotgun. I'm using this one. I'm also bringing my RMB in case I need to swap out. I'm also bringing my AK. Actually, my sniper is not really necessary in this case. I'm also bringing my AK because there's also NPC camps. Honestly, in my experience, the hounds, it's really nice because you can run really fast. However, the laceration protection is so low that it's very noticeable when fighting mutants. So do keep that in mind. Preferably get a suit that has pretty decent laceration protection, but also don't compromise too much on movement speed, because it's nice to be able to walk fast through the zone. The most important part still is bringing a shotgun and enough ammo for that shotgun. Also make sure to bring healing, and injectors are always nice as well. Also don't forget to bring some bandages and maybe a few extra plates as well. Anyway, let's get started. So we click on this tab, we go play, and then we can select a different difficulty. This rotation of maps changes with every emission. So right now Kolos Agro Complex is the easiest difficulty, but after the next emission it might be the hardest one, or not even be in rotation at all. There's also other maps like Forge that come into rotation after every emission and then stay until the next emission. The difficulty affects several key aspects of the run. First, the one that we can visibly see, the Onyx multiplier. This is something that I will explain just in a second. Then it also affects the intensity of passive distortion, the NPC and mutant balance, the amount of Onyx gained from farming, the boss fight stages, the rewards found in inside out saves, the quality of inside out artifacts, and it also affects the maximum number of season pass points that can be earned per match. For easy difficulty, 2000 season points per match is the hard cap. For medium difficulty, this is 3000 season points, and for hard difficulty, this is 4000 season points. Onyx converts to season points at a 10:1 ratio, so 10,000 Onyx is 1000 season points. Onyx is a currency you can earn by doing, the events in the special game mode or killing mutants in that world. Anyway, Onyx is kind of used as the currency for that game mode to buy items specific to that game mode, or to stabilize items you find, which is something we'll get into later. The more Onyx you accumulate, the more your Onyx multiplier will go up. So if you start with the normal difficulty, let's join the regular inside out. The ranked one is not available yet as of making this video. So when you join the inside out, as you can see in the top right corner, there is a multiplier right here next to your map. And the number above here is the amount of Onyx you currently have. I have 0 since I just joined. And you have 30 minutes to get out of here. Now this multiplier goes up the more Onyx you're carrying around. So let's say I have 20k Onyx. It will also make my multiplier go way higher, which, allows you to accumulate more Onyx even faster. However, it will also make your distortion go up. So what is distortion? Distortion is a special type of infection. You can kind of see it ticking up really slowly down here, and it is infection you just accumulate while being here in the inside out. There's two ways to make this distortion go away or go slower. The first one is these little plants. You can find them scattered throughout the map, and you can pick them up using F, and they'll look like this in your inventory. As you look at the distortion right now, I have 140 almost, and if I eat one of these fruits, it will bring my distortion down. So while you're doing activities here, collecting Onyx and even collecting items, you need to keep an eye on the distortion bar and make sure it stays low enough, because once it fills up to 1,000, you just die. Once it hits 1,000, you're dead. It's over. As you can see, the Memoria fruit also expires after a while, so you can't just collect it and keep running around with it forever. Another way you can reduce your distortion is with items you can buy from the hub. The hub is an NPC that sells items. Yeah, that's essentially it. And the icon looks like this. So let's get to that NPC. This is what the hub looks like. So if we interact with it, you can see you can buy ammo and like normal, regular stuff. Some grenades, but there's also new items. Things like the Professor's Sedative, the Clergyman's Wine, the Memoria Extract, and essentially this whole row is new, and those two as well. You can buy all of these for Onyx, so not regular currency, but the Onyx you just collected. For example, the Memoria Extract makes your distortion go -10, so it really, you know, compared to this -5, it really makes it go down a lot more. And then you also have things like the Inside Out Vitality, gives you more bullet resistance, or for example the Stimulant, which gives you more movement speed, but it makes distortion go up. You also have things like the Awl, which makes distortion accumulate less fast as well, and also reduces it quite a bit, but it also gives you some stamina regen, and the same for the Professor's Sedative and the Clergyman's Wine. But these also, you know, negatively impact some other things you might not want to nerf for yourself in this game mode. So you gotta keep that in mind. Then another item that the hub sells is a Phantom Melody. This is an item that once you have it in your inventory, it allows you to have essentially a second life. It costs 1,500 Onyx, so it's pretty expensive. And once you die, it will allow you to do a little mini game parkour thing where you then can rebirth or be reborn, let's say, to continue your journey here. I'll show you what that looks like right now. Alright, as you can see, I am getting the infection real quick. This Phantom Melody also works with the infection level. So let's say, for example, I hit 1,000, but I have the Phantom Melody in my inventory. I won't die either. So let me just take some damage from this pig. I mean, actually, maybe the distortion might get me first. Yeah, there we go. This is what it looks like. You get sort of this out-of-body experience. Here you can see my player character, and now you have to get to the altar as fast as possible. So you have to go through this icon. It's the same icon as the hub that says Rebirth. Just run through it. As you can see, you have like a lot of speed, and you have also sort of super jump. I'll show it. Oh, not yet. Wait. Oh, yeah. Now you have it once you reach the icon. But you also fall really slow, so it is kind of annoying. And then you just have to do this sort of parkour mini game. And yeah, this sometimes happens where you kind of just miss it, and the falling is really slow. So you have to do it within a certain amount of time. So, you know, you got to kind of manage the way you jump. So you got to do this sort of parkour mini game, as you can see. And there we go. Now we have respawned by reaching the end. And now you're as good as new, and you can carry as much of the Phantom Melodies as you want, so that's pretty cool. As you can see, my infection level also has reset to 0, so, you know, it's a good sort of extra life to have. It's a bit expensive, but honestly, in my opinion, it might be worth carrying around at least one, especially if you're looking for artifacts and don't want to lose them. Then there's a couple of activities. The first one is this one, where you have to defend an installation. Upon activating this defend the Onyx extractor, you just have to fight, I think, 3 waves of enemies, and then you will unlock the Strange Crate. As you see from the Strange Crate, I get Amalgam. Amalgam is what you need to exit from the inside out. You need 5 Amalgam to exit from the inside out, but as you can see, this one is unstabilized. This is indicated by this little blue icon in the right bottom. This goes for any item, by the way. Any item that you collect here that has this icon means it's unstabilized, and unstabilized items can't be brought back to the normal world. So before you extract with items, you have to stabilize them. I'll show you how to do that in a second. As you can see, you can also just kill the roaming mutants for some Onyx as well. You can also find Onyx in the form of these little plants, and you know, you can just collect them and you get some Onyx, which is pretty cool as well. As you can see, Amalgam can also be consumed. I personally, if you have too much Amalgam, you already have 5 to extract, you've stabilized it, and you have a couple of unstabilized left. You can also consume those, which is what I would advise, because otherwise you're just, you know, kind of stabilizing them for no reason. Then another activity which can award you with Onyx and some other goodies is the Phantoms Camp. This is the other activity that you can do here. So this is the camp. An important thing to note is that if you get damaged by an NPC, it also makes your distortion go up a lot faster, as you can see in the right hand corner when I take bullet damage. So it is another incentive to not take too much damage. Once you've completed it, you also again get a strange crate, which will award you with some Onyx, which is this item, an unstabilized Amalgam, but also some unstabilized glass as of this recent hotfix. You also get some ammo, but honestly it's not that great, the ammo, and the play is also not great. The medkits are nice though. So this glass is again something you need to stabilize before you go if you want to take it with you, and you can sell it. As you can see, base selling price 1000 rubles and this one 50, and you can just sell it to the fence once you get back to the overworld. So it's like an extra monetary thing. In my experience, it doesn't amount to a lot, at least not something you'd be able to gather in the same time in the north by just doing open world things anyway. Then the third and last event is the boss event. You can see it by this arena icon right here, and it spawns every now and then, and if you hover over it you can also see how long it will take before the boss event will start. As you can see now, it's just in the phase of something is coming for another minute. Just make sure that you're like around there, I guess, if you want to do it. And then you can also see it on the right hand side, you know, when it's starting. Once that counter counts down all the way to 0, you will enter the final preparation stage, and after that the event will start. If you're not in the little box before it starts, you will not be able to get in and participate. So it is important to kind of manage your time and see when you need to be here to participate in the event. This is what the little barrier looks like, so you have to make sure that you're in this cube before it starts. The boss event is designed to do with multiple people, so I won't do it alone by myself now, but I have some clips of me doing it with other people, which I will insert now. That's kind of how it looks. You just shoot at him. He spawns like a bunch of like damaging orbs and shit, so you gotta be careful and make sure you have enough medkits and ammo and just mag dump essentially. Alright, so then once you have killed him, you get some rewards. You get quite a lot of Onyx now, and you also get a Phantom Key. The Phantom Key can be used to open Phantom safes within the Inside Out, so I'll go and show you where they are on every currently available map. Do keep in mind, I'm not the one who found all these saves. These have been shared in the Discord, so I can't take credit for that. I'm not sure which person sent it first. It's hard to find in Discord because just a bunch of people forwarding it. So yeah, I guess shout out to whoever sent it first in the Discord. I'm not sure who you are. That is really handy if you're like in the official Discord, because people do share a lot of these tips there. So let's go open a safe. I'm currently in Black Willow, so I'm gonna go to this one. I already got it marked down. Sometimes there's also an NPC camp here, so do keep that in mind when you're trying to open the safe. Yeah, the safe always have these, like, I don't know what to call them, particle cloud, I guess, around them, and they have this icon. So this is how you can recognize them from like a little bit further away. You see there's this weird glitchy effect around them. So then you just hold F to open it when you have the key. I'm currently playing on easy mode for the sake of this video. So you get 2 standard spare parts and 2 standard tools, but the higher difficulty you go, you also have more chance to, on top of this, also get 2 advanced spare parts and 2 advanced tools as well. So that's pretty good, I guess. That gives some form of incentive to, you know, play higher difficulties, I guess. Alright, for the roadside, you can find the safes here on the outermost corners. Then this is where you can find the safes for the Black Willows. This is where you can find the safes in the Kolos Agro Complex. And this is where you can find all the saves in Forge 11. And then last but not least, this is where you can find all the saves in Still Waters. You can always go back and pause if you want to have a better look at the maps. Another important thing to note is that you can only open 2 saves per difficulty per emission. So until there is a new emission and the maps rotate again, I can only open 1 more save on easy difficulty, and well, for now 2 more on normal and 2 more on hard. So do keep that in mind. There's a limited amount of saves you can open, so you can't just, keep doing the easy one and keep doing the saves there. You only can do them twice per emission, otherwise you'll have to wait. Something else that is pretty nice that you get from these saves is also the Memoria extract, because they're pretty good to get your distortion down very quickly. As you can see, I'm at like 600 something now. If I use it, look how fast that goes down, that's pretty good. As you can see, my multiplier is also at 3 right now because I have almost 20k Onyx, so you kind of like have to balance it between like spending it on stuff or like stabilization and keeping it so you have a high multiplier so you can get more Onyx, but also make sure you don't die, because as you can see, it accumulates quite fast at this stage. There's also a couple of exclusive artifacts to the game mode. These are artifacts that you can only find within the Inside Out event game mode. First up, we have the Tiny Key, which gives you more radiation and bleeding protection, but lowers your recoil. Then we have the Bubble Gum, which reduces movement speed and temperature, but increases bullet resistance, explosion protection, and laceration protection. Then we also have the Egg, which improves stamina, carry weight, and bleeding protection, but gives you more radiation. Then we have the Bismuth, which gives you less stamina and gives you more bioinfection, but it does increase your health regen, recoil, and sway. Then we have the Dark Viburnum, which increases your stamina, stability, and movement speed, but also increases your psi emissions and recoil. Then we have the Retina, which increases your movement speed, stamina regen, and reduces your bioinfection, but it also raises your psi emission and reaction to burns. Then we have the Inside Out Rose, which reduces your healing effectiveness and increases your bioinfection, but it also raises your stamina regen, bullet resistance, and stability. We also have the Raisin, which increases your stamina, movement speed, and stamina regen, but it does reduce your bullet resistance and increases your temperature. Then the Crystal of the Inside Out increases your stamina, your carry weight, and reduces radiation, but it does increase your bioinfection and reaction to laceration. The Tallow increases your health regeneration and healing effectiveness and reduces your temperature, but it does increase your radiation and also makes your reaction to electricity worse. Alright, to stabilize items, you have to do one of these events and it will spawn a stabilizer once it's completed. You just click on the stabilizer with F and you can input an item that you want to stabilize, and it will cost a certain amount of Onyx. It depends on the item how much it costs. Before the Amalgam, it just costs 100 Onyx. And then you click Stabilize and it's stabilized. In a recent hotfix, they also changed how much it costs for some items to be stabilized. So I'll show you these right now. Amalgam now costs 100 to stabilize. Standard and advanced tools and parts now cost 500. Forgotten supplies also cost 500. Artifacts from a common tier cost 250, artifacts from uncommon tier 500, artifacts from special tier 750, artifacts from rare tier 1000, artifacts from exclusive tier 2500, and artifacts from legendary tier 5000. Only like stabilized items, like if you find tools or whatever, they also need to be stabilized before you can bring them back, like I said. And Amalgam also needs to be stabilized to be able to extract. You need 5 stabilized Amalgam to be able to extract at these little exit portals that are indicated on the map with this symbol. When you stabilize Amalgam or items, you also get Burnt Onyx. Burnt Onyx is just, kind of a little extra you can get. But Burnt Onyx can also be used for healing if you, run out of meds or whatever. You can see it right here at the bottom. You can press Q to heal, and also gives you like a slight boost if I remember correctly. Let me just take some damage. Yeah, there we go. So if I press Q now, as you can see, it also gives me extra speed for a bit, and it does heal you really fast. It costs 150 Onyx per use. and it has a little cooldown because, as you can see, I can't use it instantly right now. You can't take the burnt onyx with you, so you know, just use it as much as you can. That will be the best bang for your buck. Alright, so now to exit the inside out, make sure you have stabilized all the items you've got. As you can see, they don't have the blue icon anymore, so that means I've stabilized them. And then you gotta find one of these portals. You can find them with this icon. And you will need 5 amalgam to exit, you know. It also shows you here. Make sure this amalgam is stabilized. I've heard a couple of people being like, hey, why can't I exit? I have 5 amalgam. And most of the time it's because they haven't stabilized it. So make sure you also stabilize your amalgam, otherwise you won't be able to use it to leave. All the items you have here, like, you know, the memoria fruit and stuff, they're bound to this dimension, so they won't come with you. And the same goes for any unstabilized things. And also, you know, keep an eye on the time. As you can see, I only have 1:40 left. So if I had some things that weren't stabilized yet, I might have just have to give them up. Anyway, you just go to the portal, hold F, and there you go. Then you get this screen success, and your onyx gets converted at a 2-to-1 ratio, as I said before, to season points. This, again, like I said earlier, is hard capped depending on your difficulty. Then we just press continue, and there we go, we're back in the base, and we still have these items that we brought with us. As you can see, I'll show you, let's see, move junk, it's 10k, you know, I mean, I didn't do that many events this time, so it makes sense, but still 10k is not, you know, it's a nice little extra, but not a lot. These artifacts are usually worth quite a lot, but they're still not that easy to find, but they are a bit easier now that Expo has changed the drop rates. The chance of finding these is obviously also higher in higher difficulties, and it's also, you know, higher rarity tier. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If this was helpful, please do leave a like and maybe consider subscribing. We're super close to 1,000 subscribers, so it'd be super sick if we could get that milestone. If you want to go that extra step further to support my content and the things I make like this, you can check out the link below in the description or click the join button and become a member of this channel for only $1 or the equivalent in your local currency per month. This is literally less than a cup of coffee in most countries. So if you want to go that extra mile, please feel free. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know down below, do you like this event? Do you think the changes make it slightly better to play? If you're interested in the temporary quest line of this event, I will have a video of that up soon on my channel as well. If you want to watch some more Stalcraft content, you can click here on the left. And if you want to see everything that is new in this update, you can click here on the right for the patch note video where I go through everything that has changed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the zone, stalkers.